What will Mitch do? That's the million-dollar question that actually no broadcaster or print magazine can figure out. What will Mitch do now with the second stimulus check and second stimulus package and second stimulus scandal? It's about as confusing as, figuring out what's going off Mitch's hands. It's just a hot mess. At the moment we sit here today, we sort of know what the GOP is going to do in the House today, because Nancy's going to call a vote and that the GOP is going to vote against it. We got that. But how about when the bill passes the House and then goes to the Senate? What is the GOP going to do with that? In this video, I go over the $2,000 stimulus check you're eventually going to get, but I also go over what's going to go on today, because today, tomorrow, and the day after are going to be big days in which we figure out how soon you get your stimulus check. And with that, it's time to get rock and rolling. This is Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LA. The toast is toast and the butter's butter. I'm here, you're here. And get ready to crush the Christmas. And Merry Christmas to you. How are you? It's Christmas Eve. And Nancy has some $12 ice cream for you. Well, no, she doesn't. Does she have a bill for you? Oh, yeah, she does. So in this video, I'm going to go over what her Christmas bill will say for you. It's not going to sing Enjoy the World. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, because no one's fighting to get you money, and no one's really reporting on second stimulus around the clock, even on New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and I'll be doing that as well. And also like this video. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. Over there is an instant premiere where you can just wish Merry Christmas to your friends, and then if you see Nancy in the room, say, Nancy, what did you get me for Christmas? I do not want those gift certificates to the Temple of Doom you got me last year. Can you give me a new gift, Nancy? And with that, there's so much happening around the clock. Let's get rock and rolling, and let's get to it, and let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you start here this morning is that we sort of really don't know what's going to happen this day procedurally, because there's too many permutations. Over the last couple of days, we have had days where we started a certain way, and we sort of knew there were like 2 or 3 different ways this day could end. Whether it was to me, as language of, or there was a moment where we thought, okay, Bernie Sanders is going to block the bill or not block the bill. But today we sort of have almost no idea where this will end. We don't know where it's going to start. Nancy Pelosi is going to call an amended version to the second stimulus package bill, which amends the line about the $600 stimulus check for adults and amend the line for couples to read $2,000 and $4,000, and that will be the totality of the amendment, and put it for a vote and get it approved. The question is what will happen during the voting process. Nancy had wanted a unanimous vote would have caused the Senate to immediately take the matter up. She's not going to get it because Kevin McCarthy is going to veto it. Is not going to veto, vote against it. Now, someone on Twitter said, I heard that McCarthy is going to block it. He's not going to block it. See, this is the confusion of these words. Veto, block, this, that. I know it's very confusing. Let me explain. She's going to pass a bill, and the bill is going to go to the Senate, but she wants a unanimous vote, because a unanimous vote procedurally apparently sets the Senate up to acquire them to call it to a vote. You remember over the summer, every time Nancy passed a bill and then sent it to the Senate, Mitch never took it up and she was pissed? That's why she's trying to prevent this. She's trying to force Mitch to take it up. Now, even if Mitch does take it up, it still could cause a lot of problems. Let me explain what's going on. We don't know now, nearly 2 days after the Trump video on Twitter saying give $2,000 stimulus checks or else, what's the position of the GOP in the Senate? It's a little bit strange, don't you think? Mitch McConnell has not spoken. He has not spoken whether he would take up a bill, an amendment for $2,000 stimulus check. He has not talked about whether he would take up any of the 4 items the president asked for his amendment. He said he has not spoken about whether he would take up a veto override, which I'll cover in a second in this video. And he's not spoken about when any of these things would get addressed. It's a little bit peculiar. It's as though he doesn't want to say it, perhaps because he doesn't know where it's going to land. All of this is very peculiar. The whole process started no less than 2 weeks ago when Mitch McConnell went to the White House personally for the first time in nearly 6 months to meet with the president, ask the president what does he want in the second stimulus package. The president indicated what he did want. Mitch McConnell came back and debuted a draft of the bill and told press there's no bill unless there's a president's signature. Remember that quote? It's a very important quote. And then Nancy Pelosi said that this is what she wants to do, and Chuck Schumer said that's what he wants to do. That was before the prom craze came around. And Mitch says doesn't mean anything unless there's a president's signature. Sometime between then and 2 weeks ago and 2 weeks now, they stopped talking, and Mitch sort of went on his own path, and the president went another path. It was along the way that we knew that Mitch McConnell apparently was on a telephone call and said he needs to send out stimulus checks to keep Georgia. Not any stimulus check, just some stimulus check. And that's where the $600 number came from. It came from Mitch McConnell. He came up with a $600 stimulus check. No one came up with a stimulus check. Now, let me make something sort of clear here, which I think I'll probably repeat every video today, is that the Democrats throughout yesterday, and we're probably going to do it again today, are going to paint themselves as the patron saints of the stimulus check and continually claim that they had offered stimulus checks in this second stimulus package bill when they did not. They backed the prom creators, which had no stimulus check. No one was arguing for a stimulus check except me, you, and then a week later, Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley. And suddenly the Democrats are painting themselves as the people who were fighting for a stimulus check. It's just not true. So this time around, they're saying they always wanted $2,000 and that Mitch didn't want any stimulus check. No, actually, Mitch is the one that put the $600 in there for the Senate seats. So does Mitch think a $2,000 stimulus check helps the Senate seats? Of course. Does Mitch think he can get $2,000 passed through the Senate? Hard to say. Hard to really say. Will this $2,000 check get opposed in the Senate? Yes, of course. Will it be opposed by enough people to not get it to pass? Hard to say. What viewers sometimes get confused with, because it's easy to get confused, is how many votes are needed to pass something. If Nancy does this, does it pass? If the Senate does this, does it pass? Nancy just needs a majority to get this passed to send it to the Senate. And then the Senate just needs a majority to pass it, send it to the president. Now, there's a new equation to this. They need to get a certain number of votes to override a potential veto from the president. So far, the president has not vetoed this bill, but he could veto the next bill. And that's the big problem. $2,000 stimulus checks he wants, but he also wants other things. And if they don't take those other things out, he may veto. The only thing that's really encouraging among this confusion out here is that a bill for the military, which was bicameral and bipartisan, that was passed over a week ago and landed on the president's table this week, was now vetoed. And both houses of Congress saying they're calling that for a vote next week because they love the bill and it's veto proof, meaning they had enough votes in favor of it the first time it passed. That bill would likely be done in conjunction with this bill being worked together. They have to work as a team to override the president, even members of his own party. Ultimately, I think I'm getting less, and I would expect to get less, will the Trump do executive order tweets and questions. No, he's not going to do executive order. At this point, his focus is doing pardons. He is not going to do executive order. And there's certainly a lot of narratives out there, which I'm not going to cover, a lot of political speculation as to whether he will ever sign anything for the second stimulus package. If he doesn't ever sign anything, then you always need enough needed votes to override a pocket veto. You need enough votes for the Senate and the House to come back and say, he didn't do anything on the bill, so we need to vote to override him and get it done. And I think they will get that done. I really do. This is just a little bit too much. It's not very Christmassy. You're supposed to get $2,000. You're supposed to get $600 stimulus check. Oh, you're going to get $2,000. Oh, wow. But now it's being held up. Okay. So there will likely be a vote today. The vote will likely pass the House. And then after that become It's the guessing game. What the Senate will do, what will happen, hard to really say. What's also hard to say is what states are going to do. And states have had enough of this, I would expect so. So states are stepping up and saying, you know what, we're going to do EB. We're going to do extended weeks of benefits. We're going to extend your UI and PUA weeks because this is just not looking clear enough. We need to take action and make sure you are still paid for unemployment come the first week of January. So that's the good thing that states are doing. Second, they're doing rent stimulus, they're doing food stimulus, and they're also doing utility stimulus. So please join me every day on Purple, which is taped on Afternoons at LALATE, and Purple Power Live, which is at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, on Evenings at LALATE, in which I go over how to get this rent stimulus, food stimulus, and utility stimulus. It's so important because this is money right now. The important thing is that there's nothing in any of these things that's going to get you money right now except state stimulus. It's money right now. Second stimulus check, if the president agrees to it, if they get it done, likely the first or second week of January at best at the moment. UI, PUA, it will expire. And then if you've been unemployed since March, and then it'll get reactivated. But when will you physically see the money? At least middle January. It's going slow for that as well. Eviction moratorium, still have a few more days to protect you. Mortgage forbearance, not included in here. Student loan debt repayment, not included in here as well. How about all those other things? None of those things will formulate. $300 a week FPUC for it? No. That's just not happening until mid-January at this point. So things are slowing down, but not slowing down completely. And so the good news is that it's Christmas. I'm going to be here. You're going to be here. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. If you have questions or comments or suggestions of what I should do for Christmas for this channel that I maybe have not formulated yet in my mind, certainly send me a DM on Instagram or send me a DM on Twitter saying, how about this for Christmas? I already saw some of your comments. People are like, oh, we can have a New Year's Eve party. Well, no, we're all at the club, aren't you? Yeah. Every time I go on Instagram and I look at people like in Charleston, they're inside of bars, or Texas, they're inside of clubs. I'm just like, what is that? We don't have any of those things in my life. Yeah, we're on lockdown. We've not had a club or a nightclub or a bar or anything like that since March. Most of those things never reopened. So there is no New Year's Eve parties here, except those people that care to do it in their homes with 50 drunk people not wearing masks, and that will not be me. So with that, stay safe, stay conscious, stay focused, stay positive, and have a great Christmas Eve morning, and I'll see you on Mornings LA. As I always say, inform, stay smiling, stay LA for more.